Tattooed Jesus, he is causing a storm. Part of an ad campaign by a Christian outreach group, JesusTattoo.org. They've been putting up billboards, and they've got some video, and they are turning Jesus in a way you haven't seen before.
One man proclaimed a revolutionary message of love and forgiveness, of hope and of freedom. This man, Jesus the Christ, did not come to celebrate those who were regarded as perfect. Rather, he came to heal those whose hearts were broken, those labeled as outcast and unlovable. He willingly endured incredible pain and public humiliation, was despised, hated, and rejected so that we could know true love. He was beaten and bloodied and killed for us, and took the markings that should have been ours upon himself so that we could find freedom.
So
Wow.
I actually love this campaign in a lot of ways until the end, which is where they got really Christian on us with the lashings and stuff like that. It reminds me of like actually the Shia Muslims who lashed themselves like, oh, why wasn't I there for Ali 1,600 years ago or whenever it was, right?
Yeah.
Like this love, the bloodlust of, it just drives me crazy. But they do the billboards where Jesus has all these tattoos, as you saw at the end of the video. And it got other Christians really mad. How could you? This is sacrilegious.
Right.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, and people were so mad at that. But the reality is,
They're promoting Jesus.
they are, and in
Yeah.
actually a fairly effective way that reaches out to people, but that still has that Christian message I'm uncomfortable with.
Right.
So they're real Christians.
That's
right?
funny. So it's pretty good marketing. You're impressed with the marketing. You're
Yeah.
not sold on the message, but
Right.
you like the general theme
Well,
of
I
what's
like
happening here.
the message that, Jesus accepts you, that, Jesus was an outcast himself. They don't say that enough,
Right.
That's right.
Like Jesus was, he was a hippie,
Yeah.
and he was the guy who didn't want to follow the rules of the day, and the people who seemed to love him the most in this country would have been the ones who killed him.
A Jewish carpenter? Do you know what a disappointment that is to his parents? I mean, that's just...
Hey, he's not on welfare up in New York.
Yeah.
So,
he's was literally a Marxist. I mean, he give to the
Yes.
poor, give everything
Yes.
to the poor, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And he was certainly an outcast. There's no question about that. That's why I love that big tattoo that says outcast. In the longer version of the video, you see the guys come in and they got these tattoos that say like fear, outcast, and stuff, negative images, right? And he reverse tattoos them and puts in like love, trust, faith, and he takes on their bad tattoos. But that's the core of the Christian message, that Jesus did this for you.
Yeah.
He took all the pain and the suffering, and he was willing to break the rules, but for his love of God, etc., right? And willing to bear the consequences. So if you're a real Christian, you should love this. But the thing is, they're not real Christians, right? And so they look at this and they go, wait, it's sacrilegious. So Jesus is supposed to be an upright man in a suit, right? And now I'm exaggerating, obviously.
Or at least not with tattoos.
But don't put tattoos on them.
Right.
Outcasts have tattoos. But Jimmy's right. He was an outcast. That was the whole point.
Yeah, there's also a little too much of the emphasis of this is about the tattoos, don't you think? I mean, also they do show him bleeding and all that kind of stuff. But somehow tattoos always get associated with evil things. But there are plenty of good people that have tattoos.
Yeah, I mean, almost like such a huge percentage of the young have tattoos. So this is a good way to relate to them. But that's why these guys who are in the establishment in the religion don't like that. They're like, oh, that scares me. Change scares me. Jesus changed everything. He threw out the money changers. He said, instead of eye for an eye, you should love one another, right? The whole point was changed. He changed the world. He changed religion. So if you're an actual Christian, you should love this message.
right, and Jesus came to he's the good news, right? The New Testament. The old stuff, that's all done with, and the new commandment is one commandment
Right,
Jesus
this is
gave: love your neighbor as yourself. That was it. And if you do that, everything else falls into place, right? But they have a hard time with that one. They like to go back to the Ten Commandments because then they can beat the shit out of some motherfuckers.
What is it about the religious groups, all of them, that they just are looking for something to get offended by? Because I think what you're saying is actually pretty spot on, that they're doing this to promote religion. So the religious people should not be offended by this,
Well,
even if it's a little outside the box in how they're going about it. But they're going to be offended no matter what.
Yes, and religious people are taught that you can't ever question religion, or that is sacrilegious, you're being a blasphemer, that is wrong. And that's what people like Sam Harris and Richard Dawkins have tried to say. No, it's okay to question. It should be okay to question. We need to get rid of that taboo of not being able to question. And that's what they like to do. And I think that the people who cling the tightest to that stuff and don't want you to talk are the people who themselves doubt their own beliefs the most.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because that's when you're like, oh, shit, it's going to wake up that part of my brain I've been squelching for my whole life. Or like when someone yells at you, you're going to hell. If you really thought so, wouldn't you be nicer to me now, you piece of shit? Of course they don't think that. Because that's them wishing that you would go to hell that they secretly doubt exists.
Yeah, it reminds me exactly of the Muslims. Same exact thing. Don't you dare draw Muhammad. Okay, like Muhammad was a prophet of God. He doesn't need you to protect him. I mean, he could just talk to Allah and be like, hey, can you smite that guy? He's like, oh yeah, done. Don't worry about it, right? Like, what can you do to me that Allah can't? But they're like, no, because they don't really believe.
Right.
They don't believe. And the guys, and look, to be fair, there's a lot of local Christian leaders here who will actually support the message too. They're split on it, right? But the ones who are against it, they're the ones who believe the least. They didn't believe in the teachings of Jesus to begin with. Right. They don't like the radicals who are uprooting the system and saying that the poor and the needy should be helped. Right. And they certainly don't like anything that upsets the order that they've got where they're in power. Yeah.